For the best in Christian broadcasting, this is Maggie's FM 90.5 MHz. Broadcasting quality programs of information, education, and inspiration. This is Maggie's FM 90.5 MHz. This is the official voice of Maggie's Foundation International. Maggie's FM 90.5 MHz. Best in Christian broadcasting. This is Maggie's FM 90.5 MHz. Broadcasting quality programs of information, education, and inspiration. This is Maggie's FM 90.5 MHz.
From the back of the E&J Medical Center, good evening and pleasant welcome to Maggie News Flow on Maggie FM 90.5. Maggie FM is the light of the world. Maggie News Flow is a 45-minute news presentation that brings you major happening in Liberia, Africa, and the rest of our global village. Today is Wednesday, January 22, 2025. My name is Zika, and we're representing today's edition of Maggie News Flow. In our headlines, Vice President Jeremiah Kpanko launches Liberia's first motorbike urban transportation service start, Okada Moto. Poisoned donor leaves Magibians in tragic shock. Public Works commences rehab work on Menikwa Fokola Bridge. And away from Liberia, civilians flee a fight between M23 and the RC army approaches Gumai. Those were news read in headlines. Now keep tuned as we bring you this and many other developments. Welcome back and thanks There were some interactions with professionals for guardians where the students were able to ask questions. Professionals working with AML Liberia from numerous departments, including engineering, human resources, project management, health and safety, environmental, legal, and among others. Some of the topics discussed at the fair were building a career plan, where the students were educated on networking strategy, how to plan for career for higher education, practical career advance, and audience preparing for interview, personal growth assessment, and identifying strengths and patterns. They were excited among the students for the education they acquired. From professional staff of AML, the employee volunteer with amounts with a cleaning up campaign across the concession town of Yekepa. AML is now taking a new approach in building relationships with the affected, involving youth first among just abuse and addiction and education with the youth, especially the students, to make good decisions in getting their career in good milestone. It reiterated former worker told the newsman. Liberia's U23 wheelchair basketball team has received an invitation to participate in the upcoming International Wheelchair Basketball Federation (IWBF) Africa World Championship qualifiers slated for February 3 to 13, 2025 in Johannesburg, South Africa. The tournament will feature 6 African nations, including South Africa, Egypt, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Kenya, Libya, and Liberia. The event serves as a qualification opportunity for the World Championships, where one African country will secure a spot to represent the continent. Sao Paulo, Brazil, in June 2025 at the IWBF World U20 Men Wheelchair Basketball Championship. In preparation for the international competition, the Liberia National Wheelchair Basketball Federation has begun training its U23 training intensively. LNB President Ambassador S. Lunia Johnson expressed confidence in the team's readiness, stating that they have been training since 2022. He commended the government of Liberia for its support, particularly under the leadership of Honorable Councillor Jerome Bangolu, Minister of Youth and Sport. This championship marks a significant milestone for Liberia, as it will be the country's first participation at the level. Ambassador Johnson emphasized the importance of representation to avoid potential sanction, noting that Liberia has made 3 previous invitations since 2021, resulting in fans totaling 8,000. As the representative of West Africa among the 6 qualifying teams, Johnson is eager for Liberia to seize this opportunity. He expressed optimism about the players' preparedness and aims to ensure the delegation leads the country well in advance to accumulate to the of Maggie County was thrown into Tomia on Tuesday, January 14, 2025, when a shocking event unfolded at the school of Christian International. Mark Corey, a student widely known for a cheerful demo, tragically passed away after reportedly consuming a donut given to her by her classmate and a close friend, Princess Wanan. The friendship between the 2 girls was considered strong and unshakable, making the incident even more heartbreaking of those who knew them. According to accounts, Pana had purchased the donut for Cody, describing it as a gesture to celebrate their friendship. However, suspicions quickly arose when Cody suddenly fell ill and passed away shortly after eating the donut. Authorities in Wheeler have launched a full investigation, and initial findings suggest that the donut may have been deliberately poisoned Bana has since been taken into custody for questioning at the local police station. Despite the detention, Bana has maintained her innocence, claiming there was no animosity or disagreement between her and Cody for the tragic incident. The circumstances surrounding Cody's death have left the school community in shock, with parents, teachers, and students demanding answers. The police are now investigating whether there was an internal or tragic accident. Meanwhile, grief has been grappled in the township as residents struggle to come to terms with the sudden loss of young life. Meanwhile, the community remains on edge, awaiting clarity on the poisoning case. What led to this devastating run of events remain unclear, but for now, the sorrow felt by those who knew Mary Cody in immeasurable. The upcoming State of the Nation address, SONA, will be without the presence of more than 24 lawmakers doubled and start the Rule of Law Caucus in Liberia's House of Representatives. The group led by House Representative Musa Hassan Belete of Nima County District No. 7 has decided to abstain from the event. Their decision stems from serious concerns over what they perceive as the ongoing erosion of the legislature independence and a growing influence by the executive in their matter. Representative Belete stated on Tuesday, January 21, 2025, outlining the caucus dissatisfaction with the situation surrounding the Speaker of the House. The caucus vehemently opposes the legislative decision to recognize House Speaker Richard Nagbeku as Speaker of the House, arguing that the action is premature and undermines the ongoing judicial review of his election. According to Belete, acknowledging Kong's position before a court ruling directly influences upon the legislative body's autonomy. The caucus also raised concerns about what they describe as unique aggression by law enforcement against their members, citing incidents of intimidation in recent weeks. In addition, the caucus vowed to fight any attempt to fabricate evidence against its members as part of a broader strategy to quash their opposition to the perceived erosion of the rule of law in Liberia. Despite boycotting the Senate, the Rule of Law Caucus reaffirmed its commitment to cooperating with any legitimate investigations into the issue. However, it made it clear that it will not recognize a speaker whose legitimacy is still under dispute in the court. Representative Belete further argues that legislators have a fundamental duty to perceive the integrity of the House and uphold the principles of democratic governance. It contains that participating in an event organized by an executive that disregards the independence of the legislature whom compromise the institution's integrity and could be seen as a taint approval for an unconstitutional action. The caucus has called on federal lawmakers, particularly in the Senate, to join them in standing against any attempts to undermine Liberia's democratic institutions. They have affirmed their boycott of the Senate as a principal stand for preserving legislative independence, the rule of law, and the democratic process in Liberia. This move by the Rule of Law Caucus highlights the growing tension in the country's political landscape, particularly regarding the Speaker's position and the balance of power between the branches of government. The caucus remains resolute in restating any action threatening the rule of law and the principles upon which Liberia's democracy is built. If you are just following us, you are following Maggie FM, Maggie News Flow on 90.5 that transmit to you from Gompa City, Nima County in the LPMC community directly at the back of Senator Nya the Toyen House. Vice President of Liberia, His Excellency Jeremiah Kpankong, has launched Liberia's first motorbike urban transportation and delivery service named Okada Moto Liberia. Okada Moto, being new in Liberia, has introduced safe, fast and affordable motorbike rides and delivery services for Liberians. Vice President Kong on Tuesday eyed the launch of the Okada Moto program held at the Plainfield City Hall, emphasized the importance of safety and unity in the transportation sector of Liberia. The Vice President also used the occasion to praise motorcyclists for their pivotal role in commuting citizens, mainly in the leeward counties. He also admonished them to save and keep advancing beyond cycling and unite as one in order to achieve a motorcyclist union. The CEO of Okada Moto, Dr. Mohammed Suminia, speaking on behalf of the company, said Okada Moto has come to reduce the amount of accidental and criminal cases to motorbikes in Liberia. According to him, they are also here to provide fast, safe, and convenient situation without of passengers and rider, and also aid professionalism to the transportation business in Liberia. In remarks, the Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Justice Ministers N. Oswald Toy, acknowledged the essential role motorcyclists play in Liberia and promised to work along with motorcyclists union to ensure proper regulations to save the lives and properties of all Liberians. And finally, from Liberia, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Public Works, has commenced the much anticipated rehabilitation of the Fuquay to Meniqua Bridge in Electoral District Fubong County. This vital project aims to restore crucial route community Panta to Zota District, enhancing transportation and access for local residents. The rehabilitation of the bridge is an integral part of President Parker's arrest agenda for inclusive development. This agenda emphasizes key priorities such as modernization, infrastructure, fostering food governance, that's good governance, revitalizing the economic and empowering citizens through improved access to education and health care. During the commencement of the rehabilitation work, Meniqua Town Chief Mr. Emmanuel Page expressed the community's gratitude to the government's action. He highlighted the continuous suffering endured by citizens since the bridge was established and damaged in 2023, which was severely impacted the daily lives of the citizens. Chief Page thanked Joseph P. Todd, former Deputy Minister for Public Works, for advocating on behalf of the community. His efforts brought the plight of Meniqua residents to the attention of the government, leading to this significant development, Mr. Page stated. The town chief emphasized the crucial need for the bridge, stating that its completion will alleviate transportation challenges, particularly for pregnant women and transport of goods and services. He noted that the bridge connection has worsened during the rainy season, leading to numerous accidents and bad roads. Also speaking at the commencement ceremony, the Fuquay Town Chief Peter V. Menwo echoed Chief's Pay's statements, praising the government's dedication towards the bridge. He pointed out that citizens have witnessed the arrival of construction equipment, secretly that the project is on the way and that the government is committed to addressing their needs. Chief Menlo reiterated the importance of the bridge to the community, particularly for emergency transportation needs. He urged the government to speed up the construction, warning that any delays could lead to desired consequences during the upcoming rainy season in Liberia. Former Deputy Minister at the Ministry of Public Works, Joseph P. Tad also spoke at the event, commending the government for its commitment to the developmental community. He expressed gratitude that the current administration is addressing the needs of the people, building on the groundwork laid through his time in office. The citizens of Fukuoka and Minikwa expressed their appreciation for the government's responsiveness to their needs. They acknowledged the efforts the Deputy Minister took in advocating for the bridge rehabilitation and recognized it as a testament for his commitment to their welfare. As the rehabilitation work progresses, the community remains hopeful that the completion of the bridge will bring much needed relief and improve access to essential services. The project mobilizes the government's commitment to addressing infrastructure challenges and fostering inclusive development throughout Liberia. And that's the news bulletin from our local and national development. We'll now go for this break. We'll come back. We'll bring you the news in the simple Liberian English. Let's now take this break. People now listening to us the evening, your hello. The news, what a quick people just get you with a car to give to all working honesty and PB book. The other one here is from Maggie County. They say that one other girl, she and her friend in the school where they call Class International. That school there in Maggie County in the town where they call Reala Center. They say Mary Cody and her friend, they were too close together. She and the girl they call Princess Pana. They say the two of them were too close. They were good friends in the school there. But one time the girl they call Princess Pana, she went in the market, she buy bread. She buy donut, she carry for her friend. She say her friend or Mary Cody a good girl. She say they bread she buy, so two of them will be happy together. But the people then say the time they get eat the bread, she got sick and then it not stay too long, she died. So the police people then, the whole Princess Mana, they kept her in jail. So when they kept her, Princess Mana say she know about anything. She not put anything in the bread that she gave to Princess. But then the school people, the community, their mind and their partner, all of them they confused because the two of them, they were too close together. They say, what in Maggie? They get here, she died. They don't know. But then, the police people, the way they carry on the questioning, the way they ask a girl, they don't too side fast. So they say, maybe Princess put poison or she put medicine in the bread so that when her friend Mary eat it, she will die. So, that the other news that coming way from Maggie County there. Then they want you to for a coming from the vice president, the second big name where in the country what they call Jeremiah Pankun. They say that certain program what they not do in the country is for the Modoba people there. Even for people working around Modoba, they say they not bring something like go Modoba thing where it can take you to your house, it take you also quickly. And they say it's not expensive. When you tell on that Modoba, you not pay the money and you go to your house quickly, your time will not delay. And the big man for the thing what they call Okada moto, that the Modoba need they call it Okada moto. the people what they call Dr. Mohammed Sumana. The man he say he bring it into Liberia so they can make it so Modoba can have accident. So the people that can steal Modoba, so they get me in Liberia. So they say they break it in Liberia, so they will help the people in Liberia. They be man for the people that when you do good, even when you do good thing or when you do bad thing, when you care to them. What the people call the justice ministry, they be man for that man what they call minister and also Toy. That man he say thank you plenty to the man they call Dr. Mohammed Sumana for bringing the Modoba thing in the country here. He also say the Modoba people there, they will not just be right Modoba. When you run the Modoba, they want you see for some time. Then when they come from them, when they get small thing, they go to school or they open something a small market, they sit down. They will not just be right Modoba. So that the one that a happy day on Tuesday, the time the vice president and Jeremiah Kpankun the second payment why the country here. They talk in Morovia in the people then what they call conference hall in Pinsville there in Morovia. Then the other one too is from Bon County in the parent people home there. They say that one road they really and not be ugly and not get they can't pass their go when the rainfall car can't pass there. They say the bridge here it can connect the town what they call Foko there before you reach in Banga. That's the place you can go there. And also in Minneapolis, they say the bridge here it was poor. It's poor. Hey, what's in 2023? The bridge here the way it's poor, it can get hard time to the people that want get belly, the people that want get their farm they are thinning on the farm, they want car in the market, but it's not easy. So they say thank you plenty to President Joseph Boakai for facing the road here. They say one payment to will really help them to bring a rule that the men that are working to the ministry, the people that can face the rule that the quick local ministry of public work. One man was there before doing the time the man was there, the time President Joseph Boakai was there. They call that man they call him Joseph P. Taddy. They say that he the one he really asked Boakai to connect that because him too is an infinite play too. So he say Boakai the people they suffering, so I beg you when you go so you can face that road for the people. So the people say once 6 months back that road they will finish it. So the people too they happy. Then the people were in that town what they call Chief Peter Menwo. That man he said thank you plenty to President Boakai for taking about them. So the way he want to connect that road he say they happy. And the people that going face the road too, they then start bringing their machine they thinking what they do to face the road, they then start carrying there. So the people that want to go on that area place too, they happy. They say thank you plenty to President Boakai for facing their road. So my people that the one we get here the evening in our own Liberia English. So we will now carry it, we give it to the quick people so they can speak their baby boya. They call me Zika Flule and I go and carry it to the quick people there now. The news in the simple Liberian English is a regular feature of Maggie News Flow. Next on this presentation is our foreign development. Civilians have been fleeing the Nuzlot camp of displaced people outside Goma in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo as fighting between M23 rebels and the Congolese army approaches the principal capital. The camp is filled with internal displaced people who have already fled at least once in the decades. Conflict that has escalated one of the world's largest humanitarian crises. But amid the uptick in fighting between the Congolese army and Rwanda-backed M23 rebels, they believe it is no longer safe to stay. David Sakarika fled a motorbike on Wednesday with a young girl. Barry stopped him to explain how he was leaving because they noticed the rebels had taken the nearby Newori Hill. On Wednesday, his mother of 6 gathered with she, Howell Briggins, and peeled them into a minibus so that she and her family could again go. Congolese authorities said Tuesday that M23 seized the town of Moniva, a key supply route for Goma, just 40 kilometers away. They have also reportedly captured several mining towns in the region. The United Nations Monday said more than 23,000 people have been forced from their homes in the mineral-rich region since the start of the year. Rights group Amnesty International earlier this week called on the warning parties to stop using explosive weapons in densely populated areas. The M23 or the March 23 movement is a militant group composed of ethnic tourists who broke away from the Congolese army just over a decade ago. Rwanda denounced accusations by the DRC and the United Nations that it supposed the group with troops and weapons. March 23 is one of about 100 armed groups that have been vying for a footage in mineral-rich Eastern Congo since 1998 when the conflict began. More than 7 million people have been displaced. Numerous diplomatic initiatives by neighboring countries and others to restore the conflicts have failed. And that's the news from the foreign developments. And now to end this news on this presentation of the news floor, the visit of our major development. Vice President Jeremiah Kpanko launches a billion press motorbike urban transportation service start Okada Moto. President Dodner leads Maggie in Scraggy Chalk. Public Works commences rehab work on Mekwa Fukoya Bridge. And away from Liberia, civilians flee as fighting between March 23 and DRC army approaches Goma. That's the news presentation on Maggie News Flow. Thanks to our followers on Facebook and on YouTube. Thanks to our listeners who always sat by the radio and follow Maggie News Flow on Maggie 90.5. Can you join us tomorrow at 8:30 for another presentation of Maggie News Flow? On behalf of the production crew, my name is Zika and Vule, your lone presenter for today's edition.
Broadcasting quality programs of information, education, and